Hello and welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show. And remember, from A to Z, Adrienne is on it. I'm going to keep saying that for those who don't know. I talk about any and everything, but today it is another basketball edition of the Adrienne Ross Show. I'll start with my congratulations to both the men's and the women's Team USA basketball teams. Let's focus in on the ladies who eked out a 1-point win versus France in the gold medal game. Now, what difference does it make if it was just 1 point? A win is a win, right? A gold is a gold, right? Well, sort of. Let's get into it. Okay, now I said sort of. What do you mean, coach? You were a coach, you were a player, you understand the importance of a win. A win is a win. What do you mean, sort of? Well, sort of. Again, congratulations to the team. But I got to tell you, you won't be able to convince me that this team of the best players in the world expected to go to the Olympics and perform the way they performed, and certainly not in the gold medal game, eking out a 1-point win. Now, I say sorta, and let me explain the yes part. The yes part is, yeah, I'll take an ugly win over a loss any day. No doubt about it. So in that case, yeah, a win is a win. But let's go to the other part, and that is what I said. There's no way they or anyone else expected Team USA to perform the way Team USA performed. And already we're reading the comments about Caitlyn Clark. I have seen comments where people have said, oh, I'm so glad Team USA won, because if Team USA lost, we would have never heard the end from the Caitlyn Clark crazies out there who were going to say that if she had been on the team, they would have won. Oh, and then I'm seeing other comments like, take that, Caitlyn Clark fans. They didn't need her to win. Okay, now let's be real here. There is not one person who said Caitlyn Clark should be on this team who thought that Team USA would lose. Now, anything is possible, and anything almost happened against France. Now, anything is possible, but there is not one person who said Caitlyn Clark needs to be on this team because this team will not win without Caitlyn Clark. Every person I heard said this team is going to win anyway. But there's a bigger picture here. Number one, for those who pay attention to basketball, they know that she could have helped the team. But even those who don't have a clue about that still said having her on the team was a benefit because more eyes would have been on the games. People would have shown up for the games. It would have added to the excitement that's already around women's basketball. It would have grown the game. It would have helped the brand, and everybody would be better off for it. That's the conversation that people were having. Okay, so she didn't go. Now, I know whenever we start talking about Caitlyn Clark should have been on the team, Caitlyn Clark should not be on the team, whatever, you get the people who are saying she needed the rest. This young lady had been playing basketball for almost a year. She's playing constant basketball. So everybody was saying she needed the rest, she needed the rest, she needed the rest. And I agreed with that. But I said Caitlyn Clark is a grown woman. So it's not for other people to say, yeah, don't offer her a spot that's deserved on a team so she can rest. Again, she's a grown woman. You do the right thing. You give the invitation, and it's for Caitlyn Clark, the grown woman, to decide if she needed to rest. I think that if she had been offered the spot, even though she needed to rest, I think when it comes to playing in the Olympics, she probably would have bypassed the rest, I think, and would have joined the team. I'm personally glad she was not there. I believe she deserved to be there. I believe she should have been asked to be there, and then it should have been left up to her. But I am personally glad that she wasn't there for a number of reasons, none of which I need to get into today. But people had asked, well, like Andrea Carter from ESPN, like Shania Gumake, and others, what do you mean Caitlyn Clark should be on that team? Who would you take off the team to put Caitlyn Clark on the team? I said it then, and I say it again. Diana Taurasi and Chelsea Gray. Now, Chelsea Gray still appears to be hobbled from what I understand. Now, I say from what I understand because I have not watched a lick of the Olympics, not one lick of playing of the Olympics that I watch. I saw photos of the opening ceremony, which was, shall we say, vile. I saw photos of that, but I didn't watch it. I saw a little clip or clips of the whole boxing debacle, but I didn't watch it. You know, I saw on the men's side, I saw about, I don't know, maybe a minute or so of footage of how Steph Curry did what Steph Curry does. And in the semifinal game, I think it was, in which he just went wild, you know, and I saw some of that, you know, really short footage of that. Other than that, I have not seen anything. And I certainly have not watched any of the games at all. But from what I understand, Chelsea Gray was not able to perform to her maximum. Why? Because the girl is still injured. And so this is what I had said. The Olympic selection committee was saying, oh yeah, we assembled the best team in the world. That's what we're supposed to do. Assemble the best team. That's our whole focus. And Caitlyn Clark was still playing in the NCAA tournament. And so, you know, she didn't get to go here and there and show her stuff on the court. And so, you know, and then we got Coach Staley who said, oh, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know, like, you know, maybe if she had been playing earlier than like she's playing now, and she would have been, you know, all the whole thing. Well, that makes no sense when you look at Chelsea Gray because she wasn't playing earlier in the season herself because she was injured. So I said she's one who shouldn't have been on the team. And I had no problem saying that the GOAT, which is definitely debatable, but anyway, everybody seems to have anointed her the GOAT, that I said she shouldn't have been on the team. She's 42 years old, and I'm not against anybody who's 42 years old or who's older or whatever, but she also wasn't having the best season of her career. So at 42 years old, and you're not outperforming Caitlyn Clark, and Caitlyn Clark brings so much to the game, not just the game itself, but all the other stuff surrounding the game that you say you want. Yeah, I said Diana Taurasi should have stayed home. And I meant it. And I think her performance speaks a big amen to what I said, as well as Chelsea Gray. So here's the deal. All the talk that Caitlyn Clark needed to stay home and rest, be that as it may, I'm going to tell you who needed to rest more than Caitlyn Clark, who should have stayed home and rested. And that's 42-year-old Diana Taurasi. She is, after all, 42 years old. And she did not play at all in the gold medal game. But she had to be on the team because she's Diana Taurasi, because we need her, because we can't do it without her. Never mind bringing up some of the younger ones who are talented and bring a lot to the game and allowing them to enhance the game. And even if they didn't have a whole lot of minutes, allowing them, this new generation, to step in there. And of course, we talked about Arike. My goodness. Arike does what Arike does. But everybody said DT has to be on. She didn't even play in this game. And she didn't score in other games. What did she have a total of, and you can tell me in the comments, because I'm thinking, did she only score like 3 points in the entire Olympics? Maybe a little bit more, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, but that's about it. And then you've got Chelsea Gray, who didn't score in the gold medal, gold game. Diana Taurasi didn't even play, but Shell Reeves said we have to have Diana Taurasi. Of course, she says she's not the one responsible for who gets on the team. Anybody believe that? Of course not. Of course, you're going to take the coach's perspective, as well as some of the players, and probably Diana Taurasi being chief among them, as I believe the captain of this team. So, yeah, Caitlyn Clark might have needed some rest. But I'm telling you, the person who really needed rest was Diana Taurasi. At 42 years old, she should have stayed home, and she should have gotten rest for the second half of the season. And that's what would have happened if a whole lot of politicking were not going on in the Olympics. It's just that simple. So they said, well, if you don't, you don't get to rest at home while we're in Paris, we'll just rest you right here while you're in Paris for the gold game. The GOAT is on the bench. Now, again, some of you will say a W is a W, and Diana Taurasi is fine, not having played well and not having played at all in this last game. She got her 6th gold medal. The USA women's team has eight straight gold medals. Diana Taurasi made history, blah, blah. She's happy with that. Are y'all for real? Yeah, she's glad she got the gold. Diana Taurasi, I've never been a Diana Taurasi fan. Back from UConn, I'm no kind of UConn fan at all. Gino Auriemma, any of them. Okay? But Diana Taurasi is a competitor. And even at 42 years old, Diana Taurasi does not want to be riding the bench in the gold medal game. They remember, had to have her on the team. Needed her. All that she brings. Yeah, and she brings some leadership, no doubt. But she didn't just go there for leadership, right? She went there to play in her 6th opportunity to win a gold medal, which she did. But you're not going to tell me that Diana Taurasi is not embarrassed that she was riding the bench today at the gold medal game. Why? Because she's a competitor. It's plain and simple. And I know like I said, I didn't watch a lick of the Olympics, but I've seen comments and everyone's talking about what a game it was. And again, congratulations to the team for the win. Now, I know that there were people who said, oh, I'm so glad they won, because we would have been hearing about Caitlyn Clark. Not because, oh, Team USA, not because some of these people, oh, because I'm a Patriot, no, because of Caitlyn Clark. I saw somebody wrote a comment and said, are you glad for any other reason? You so worried about Caitlyn Clark getting credit that you just, that was what you were thinking about in those tense moments of the game before they eked out the win, so that we could not say, I told y'all to have Caitlyn Clark on that team. Of course, some other people said, well, it probably would have been more of a greater margin of victory had she been on there. And some people even mentioned Angel Reese. Whatever, they won. But I'm telling you, Diana Taurasi is not happy with her performance, and she's not happy that she was riding the bench and there was so much on the line. And I know Shell Reeves, as they would say, not to be gross, but y'all better check her drawers, because I'm sure, bricks were coming out, because can you imagine if she had been at the helm when Team USA, who's expected to win it all the time, had they not pulled out that win? Whew, that would have been something. It would have been really something. So yeah, Team USA, they're happy they got the win. They're more relieved than anything, no doubt. And they're also embarrassed. And Diana Taurasi has got to be embarrassed. And I'm going to say, again, I'm glad Caitlyn Clark didn't go. God willing, she'll have plenty of opportunities to do that. But I'm saying, for those of you who want to talk about the rest, and I'm glad she got rest. Listen, we saw it. She went on vacation. And then the team was able to do some fun things and some team building things, and also practice hard and work on some things. So yeah, I believe her legs are stronger and she'll be ready to go. I'm going to talk more about that in the next video, which is, by the time you see this, which is already up or is about to go up shortly. And that is what we can expect in the second half of the season. But yeah, I'm glad she didn't go. I'm glad she got some rest. But I'm saying that there was somebody else who could have benefited from some rest even more than Caitlyn Clark, and that is Diana Taurasi. She is 42 years old, and it happens to everybody. She's not the same player she was. She was riding the bench at the gold medal game. The GOAT was on the bench. She should have been home resting for the second half of the season so she can figure out what Phoenix is able to do as the season draws to a close. That's my 2 cents. I welcome your comments respectfully. As I always say, be respectful. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we are continuing to grow. So please click the subscribe button, turn your notifications on so you don't miss a thing. Tell your friends and all the good stuff. I'll catch you shortly, God willing. God bless you abundantly.